A lot of people in the world be sleeping on 304s, man. Even chicks that consider themselves to be 304s be sleeping on 304s. But maybe if they better understood what it takes to be a good 304, they would be inspired to aspire to be better 304s. So let's get into it. But first, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Let's go.
But you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points but bitch you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping then bitch you getting ignored. Okay. I'm so sick of these.
I had to take a moment to show some love to the 304s. Much love to all the 304s. Because, you know, on the internet and even out in the world, it's not a lot of people that show love and appreciation to the 304s. Even so-called 304s don't be showing love and appreciation to other 304s. You know, the tricks talk bad about you. The P's talk bad about you. Other 304s talk bad about you. Nobody showing you appreciation. And it's real easy to focus on and point out what everybody is doing bad. Everybody can do that with everybody. Just like a lot of people do that with the pimping. Talk about all the bad things that the pimping do, right? But today we're going to focus on the beauty of a 304, the goodness of a 304, things that we can appreciate about 304s. So let's get into it. Now, when it comes to the raw beauty, a 304 is going to be well in tune with her raw beauty. She's going to know how to appreciate what God gave her and make the most of what God gave her. That being said, she's going to keep her face together. She's going to, do spa treatments and facials and all that good stuff. And she's going to take care of her body as well. Whether she got GMOs or she's non-GMO, she going to take care of her body. She going to keep herself up to par, and she's not going to allow herself to be dusty. She's going to be fly. And, that's all a part of being in tune with your raw beauty, being fly, you dig? As far as presentation goes, it ain't really too many people that's going to match a real 304. They always going to keep their hands done, feet done, manied and pettied up, hair done right, makeup done right. And the beautiful thing about a real 304 is that she knows how to let her, accessories complement her as far as, complimenting her look. A lot of people let the accessories be the look, but a real 304, she know how to let the accessories complement her look to where she's the star, she's the main attraction and not the accessories. Another thing a good 304 is going to do is have her grown and sexy appearance together. She going to have the right grown and sexy clothing. A real 304 is not afraid of heels. She's going to have a nice arsenal of heels, stilettos, not the big mama heels that's this big, but no, them 6-inch things. A grown woman 304, she's going to have her heel game up to par. She's going to know how to dress grown and sexy. And, I know it's common these days for a lot of 304s to, be damn near naked. But there's a thing that we used to say in the game once upon a time that is, it's a fee to see, right? That being said, a real 304, she's going to have everything for sale. Oh, you want to see them cheeks? That's going to cost you. You want to see the upper part of these legs? That's going to cost you. You want to see these hips? That's going to cost you. You want to see some more skin? That's going to cost you. You want to see these feet? That's going to cost you. It's a fee to see with a real 304. And she's going, with that being said, she's going to know how to dress sexy, yet and still leave a lot to the imagination. You dig? Personality is something that a good 304 is definitely going to be strong in. She's going to, her charisma is going to be on point. Very charismatic. Her communication is going to lead to cooperation. She's going to be professional. She's going to be humorous, going to be able to tickle your funny bone, make you laugh. You dig? And she's going to be kind of like the people's champ. Wherever she go, You know, whether she going to the nail salon or the hair salon or the beauty supply or the dry cleaners, wherever she go, you know, she putting a smile on people's faces. People love to see her coming because of that charisma, because of those people skills, because of that personality. You know, she's going to be bubbly. She's going to be welcoming. You know, that's a good 304 because she's dealing with clients on a regular basis. So in her mind, a good 304 has to be charismatic and has to have good personality. When it comes to character, a good 304 is going to be banked up on character. She's going to operate with integrity. She's going to allow her integrity to guide her in whatever that she does. That being said, a good 304's integrity won't allow her to be thirsty or desperate. This means she ain't doing nothing drastic with the trisnick. You dig? Nothing, you know, outside of her character. Her integrity won't allow her to do it. A good 304 is also going to, you know, be thinking big. She's going to see big so she can be big. And she's always focused on the bigger picture. And because she's always focused on the bigger picture, she's not a selfish broad. You know, with that being said, she's going to make a good wifey. She's going to be a welcoming wifey, a team player. You know, you ain't going to have to worry about jealousy with a good 304 because she's so in tune with herself and so secure within herself that she don't have to be jealous. And like I said, she's thinking about the bigger picture. And when you think about the bigger picture, you know that in order for this machine to move, it's going to take more than just you. It's bigger than just you. It's bigger than any one individual. And a good 304 with good character understands that. She's also going to be open-minded, which means she has room to grow, room to evolve before she can elevate. A lot of y'all want to elevate without evolving, which is backwards. In order to elevate, you have to evolve. You have to be willing to grow. And that's a part of a good 304's character. You know, she's optimistic. She's always thinking on the brighter side of things. You dig? And yeah, a good 304, she definitely gonna have solid character. In the area of value, a good 304 is definitely going to be in tune with her value. She's going to understand her value because her self-esteem is going to be intact. She's going to do things to feed and nourish and strengthen her self-esteem, which is her sense of self-importance, her sense of self-value. So she's always going to be in tune with that, and that's going to lead to her having strong confidence as well. She's going to be confident in the things that she does because she's going to take the time to do them, and not just do them, but do them right, which is going to make her confident in what she's doing. Another good thing about a value wise, as far as a good 304 goes, she's a good facilitator. She knows how to get in where she fits in and amplify the situation based on that, right? She knows how to play her role and make herself useful to the whole, to the group, to the family, right? Another thing about a good 304 and her value, she's more into fulfillment as opposed to sensation. She's not a sensationalist. She doesn't chase things that are fleeting in order to make her feel good. She likes fulfillment better. You know, accomplishing goals, you know, reaching high achievements and things like that. That's going to make a 304 feel good. The fulfillment that comes from that, right? So she's seeking that as well. And she's definitely in tune with her value and valuable. Now, when it comes to work ethic, man, it ain't too many people that's going to be able to outdo a real good 304's work ethic. I mean, she going to be the first one down. She going to be the last one to take it in. And throughout that entire time, a good 304 is going to be focused on her work. She understands that she came to work. She came to check it. She came to get a bankroll. So with that being said, she didn't come to socialize. So you won't catch her in a group. And she didn't come to have her eyes glued to her phone, which means you won't see a whole lot of that. She gonna be in a 304's place, which is in a trick's face constantly. She gonna be at the money, right? And this is because good 304's have something in common with all successful people: a willingness to do what failures won't do. See, a failure can't stay out her phone. A failure can't stay away from other 304s and socializing. A failure can't go to work without being, drunk or high out of their mind. So a good 304, she's going to be able to avoid all of that. Another good thing about a good 304, she's not going to try to spend more than she earns, right? She doesn't feel entitled to things that she didn't earn. Good 304, she want to earn the things that she has. So she's not going to come into a household trying to piggyback off of other, wifey's work. She's not going to, have a bad night the night before and then expect to be taken on a shopping spree later on. Nah, good 304, she going to get down and she going to check it and she's going to earn the things that she wants, right? Another good thing about a good 304 who has good work ethic, because she has such good work ethic, she doesn't have that LLC mindset. You don't hear her talking about LLCs all the time. Now, it's nothing wrong with having an LLC, but most of the people that you see on social media talking about LLCs are lazy people, are extreme consumers, right? They're not extreme producers, meaning they like spending money, but they don't like producing money. So you hear all this LLC talk, and it's really, in their mind, a cheat code for a lazy person to make a lot by doing a little. Good 304, she ain't even thinking like that. And if she does have an LLC, she's doing the right things with the LLC because she's financially literate. She took the time to become financially literate so that when she does get an LLC, she's able to do the right things with the LLC. You dig? So yeah, when it comes to work ethic, again, ain't too many people matching, let alone outdoing a good 304. Now, health is another area where you really ain't gonna be able to outdo a 304. Contrary to popular belief, 304s are the safest and cleanest women that you can be involved with as far as intimacy goes, right? Hey man, a lot of people think that 304s are nasty and dirty and risky and all of that. That's the furthest thing from the truth. A good 304 is the cleanest person that you could find and the safest person that you could find, because you don't have to worry about a good 304 risking her health and doing unprotected anything. You don't have to worry about her being at the club and going home and letting some dude between her legs that she met at the club who bought her a $10 drink, and because she's so drunk out of her mind, she don't even care about protecting herself. Nah, you ain't gotta have them worries with a good 304. Good 304 gonna be healthy, right? She's gonna get regular checkups. She gonna make sure that her health is up to par. She's gonna take care of her body a certain type of way. She's gonna be healthy and fit. And as far as mental health goes, a good 304 again is gonna have her self-esteem in order, right? And she's gonna do things to nurture and feed her self-esteem the right things, so that her not only her mental health is up to par, but her mental fitness is up to par. And one thing that's gonna keep her mental fitness up to par is by listening and learning and soaking up game, right? That's the best way to combat the mental illnesses that are out there, is by keeping your mental fitness up to par, and a good 304 is gonna do that, right? So again, when it comes to health, man, hey, ain't too many chicks out there that's gonna be able to compete with a good 304. Last but not least, one of the things I love about a good 304 is her strength. See, a good 304 is gonna have the strength to surrender herself to the right man. A lot of people think there's weakness involved in surrender, but it takes a hell of a lot of strength from a woman to surrender herself to the right man. And a good 304 has the strength to not only surrender herself to the right man, but stay down with the right man. Sometimes she might get mad at the right man. Sometimes she might have a bad taste in her mouth for one reason or another with the right man, but she understands that good things come to those who stay down, and she's able to identify that even though I feel this way right now, how I feel right now is not how I'm always going to feel about this man and what we have going on. And I understand that this feeling, this temporary feeling, ain't worth me making a permanent decision to separate myself and blow up on this man. So no, I'm gonna stay down in spite of how I feel. It's important for me to stay down in spite of how I feel. Good 304 is gonna understand that, right? And as far as femininity goes, that's one of the most beautiful things about a good 304. She's gonna utilize her femininity, not force, to have her way throughout life. That's one of her greatest strengths, is her femininity, right? She's gonna utilize her femininity to navigate throughout the world and have her way and conquer where she needs to conquer, devour where she needs to devour. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing when a good 304 is in tune with her femininity. It's a sight to see, right? And lastly, her self-esteem is going to be on point. That's one of her great strengths as well. A 304 self-esteem. She's not going to, be a slave to things that don't serve her. So you won't see a good 304 being a slave to alcohol, being a slave to pills, being a slave to powder, being a slave to amphetamines or any drugs or even weed or anything of that nature, right? Her self-esteem is going to be intact. Her self-discipline, Her self-discipline is going to be on point, right? So you're not going to be able to make her vulnerable through these types of things because she has too much self-discipline for that. Now I got to throw this bonus tablespoon of game in there too about a good 304. Another good thing about a good 304 is that they don't have trick ray vision. I know you probably think that because she's a 304, she should have trick ray vision. She should see every man as a trick, but no. Not only does she not see every man as a trick, because she doesn't see every man as a trick, she's not trying to make every man her trick, right? A good 304 has discernment. She has wisdom, so she knows how to identify whether or not this person should be a trick that she gets involved with. She's not trying to make every man her trick like somebody with trick ray vision will do, right? And because she doesn't have trick ray vision, she has the discernment to determine whether or not a trick is worth her while. She understands that not every trick is worth her time and energy. So she's not going to bless every trick with her time and energy, right? And because she doesn't have trick ray vision, because she doesn't see every man as a trick, she understands that the right man that she stays down with and dedicates herself to can do more for her than just give her money. Chick we got trick ray vision, the best thing she can see a man doing for her is giving her money. But a good 304 understands something greater than that. So she gonna do the right things and stay down for the right man. You dig? But that's the breakdown of a good 304. Hopefully y'all enjoy that and appreciate that. And hopefully it'll serve some justice to the young ladies out there endeavoring to be 304s. Let that marinate on your mind one time. Freeze is it. Go ahead, put some of this good old love in your body like so. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out. Dig this.
I've been stroking relentless to get waves like this. I spoke into existence for her to pay like this. In the trenches on a day like this, traffic consistent, and so I have to insist that she relay my chips. It's a trap with her name on it and my game on it. Any forces coming against this game, shame on it. Standing on my pimpin' from day one and remain on it. It carried me through every terrain and I gained on it. Experience joy and pain on it, sustained on it.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Baby, I wait.